set the pace when I'm
out of Pepe.
Alright, Sunday morning. I think I'm gonna work on these a little bit. So I need to trim on this line and get these cut out and smooth out a little bit. And then I kind of need to work on a piece of wood for the front of this. I'm not sure, but that's what I need to do. So anyway, I'll get this started. And this is what you wind up with after you do the trimming. What I wound up doing is, and what you would do to kind of get a mirror image of these, is line them up the best you can like that, back to back. Anything that would stick out the back side, just hit it with a Sharpie. And then keep it together, lined up, flip it and do the same thing on the other side. And then you just kind of grind off the Sharpie marks, and that gets them as close as possible. They don't have to be 100% because people literally ain't going to look at both doors at the same time. It's kind of impossible. So anyway, guys, surprise for y'all. The Trailblazer SS. This dude's been doing phenomenal work. We're kind of here this morning working on it, and we were kind of figuring out where to put the fuses for the alternator runs, and we wound up doing a 4-fuse holder like right there underneath the battery to keep it clean. That way the wires that go into the fuses here come up, go into the positive up here, come out of the positive here, run down cleanly into the inputs of the amplifiers. Got 3 in here for now. Look at the woodwork this dude has done blocking this off. These are the speaker wires that are going to go to the amplifiers to run his doors. And I've showed y'all his doors before. This thing is dusty, but God, look at all this. How he actually got all of this, like, it's phenomenal. He did some badass work in here. It is dirty and dusty. My God, it's dirty and dusty. You got the roof looking really good. You can see the 615s and the port in the back. The place for his bracing. He's already got a stripper pole in here. Damn, Dustin. Yeah. He ain't playing. Look at the front doors. Yeah, he ain't playing. And it's air conditioned in this shop, which is... It looks like it's going to rain today and it's hot, and Deb ain't been feeling good in the heat, so I decided to come out here, work on my black Jeep door things a little bit and help him with this. Guys, he made his own alternator bracket yesterday to run dual alts. And look at this. For right now, this Mechman is going to run his 15.8 to 16 volt in the battery. This is his stock alt he put on for the meantime until he gets to another alternator. And this is just going to run off the factory system. His battery delete, big thick piece of ABS plastic. He beveled it so it fits in there. He's doing badass work on this thing. Shaved the sunroof because, well, base ride. And there's some of you people that have been leaving comments, especially on his TikTok and stuff, that absolutely hate that he did this to a Trailblazer SS when he actually has a damn minivan at his house. He's got an Astro van that would have been a perfect base ride, but he's got the same theory as me. He loves driving this thing. Yeah, he loves driving this thing daily, so why not? But guys, just anyway, this is so badass. And we know some of you guys hate DS18. It is what it is. I love their amplifiers and stuff. So this is pretty much a complete DS18 build down to the wire. But anyway, I'll be back when we got more updates. So here's where I'm currently at. What I did is I just kind of put this on here, leaving room at the bottom because we know that we're not going to go all the way to the bottom and the back. I traced around it. See the outside tracing. And then I went inside. I laid a speaker here, and I kind of come up with my own shape So it's gonna go in front of the fiberglass, so we'll pull the fleece like from here back to there to give me that like nice angle all the way around this that you want. Because you want a little bit of angle. Not a whole lot at the bottom, but you do want some angle. So this is gonna give us that angle. And we're, you know, we got a little extra here on the back for a little angle, but I'm not being 100% with it. I tried to go for something, you know, quick, easy, not super complicated for this thing here. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm just kind of showing y'all. You watched the last video on kind of how I come up with these. This will be a continuation of the next step, and then we'll do a video obviously on fiberglassing and everything. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the jigsaw and get the rest of this cut out. I just free-form this like with a pencil, whatever come to my head. After I put the 2 speakers there, you always draw the outside of the speaker, and then you have your hose, the speaker mounting hose, and you kind of draw an X with them, and that's where you put your pin for your router. But I'll be back. So I screwed these together, and since I had already marked the screw holes for the speaker, I used 1, 2, and 3 to hold these together. I just took a flush trim bit and a router and went around the outside of the whole thing, drilled my hose back here, used flush trim to cut that out. So now they're mirrored images to go on them. So essentially, we would have this like that. We'll kind of line this up toward the bottom. You can see how much overlap we would have. And keep in mind, this is 2 stacked together, but it'll probably be this high overall. So the fleece will round off down that way. I'm gonna try to get a round off bit and hit the top of that, but we just gotta lift it up a little bit so the speaker clears. So something like that, maybe, I don't know. But this is probably all I'm gonna do right now because I'm here in Dustin's shop, and we're gonna focus on getting this battery hooked up. He had to go get an alternator plug, but we're definitely gonna get the Trailblazer started today and charging. And why I'm here, I gave him some diodes when I first met him. So we're gonna try to get charging 15.8, 16 volt cold. And yeah, everything functioning properly. If we got time, we might get the power wires ran to the amplifiers, but we decided to put a fuse holder over here on the side versus under here because of this compression rod right here. We were gonna wind up being too close to that, and for safety reasons, we didn't want to be close to that rod. Because the outside of these lithium cells, even though it's got a plastic coating on it, if it wears through, the outside of the cell is negative. So that could essentially make this all negative, which would make that negative. The fuses are positive, so it wouldn't be a good combination. But anyway, guys, I'll be back when we jump in on this.
All right, so what we are doing now is stripping, crimping, and putting on lugs. Dustin is busy under his vehicle. Now Jerry's back here laying hands, helping out. Put a fuse block in. Now, it's a short run, not a long run of fuses, because, you know, we ain't a fuse gang.
But you gotta get them alternator fuses. And that battery fuse, definitely, you gotta have them fuses. But I told Dustin I would come out and help him today, so I'm definitely in here doing it.
And we have the company of Dustin's wonderful dad and his puppies. Where'd the other one at? Let's see. I don't know. She disappeared.
So after I get this one done, this is the last alternator run. I'm gonna start at the top here on the other side of the fuses and make the wires that run up into these 4. That way Dustin, he don't have to worry about getting all this stuff while he's got more important stuff underneath it and in the front to take care of.
Puppy princess.
All right, back to him.
Oh, I'm good for now. We'll be back.
We'll be back.
All right, guys, not to toot my own horn, but then again, if I could toot my own horn, I probably wouldn't be filming YouTube videos. I'd be tooting my horn right now. But anyway, I got all the wire coming in there. We just need to get that secured down in place. Everything's going here to the solid bar. Then it'll be fused out to the individual runs. And we got a nice flow going right there. I did this while Dustin was doing other stuff. I did ferrule the wires that go in here, so they have ferrules on them. Got a good crimp on that with the old hydraulic crimper. So right now, since this is on battery power, we don't have grounds in here yet though. But I could essentially start running the grounds as long as we don't put no fuses in it. So I think that's going to be my next step, is to figure out which side Dustin wants to run these in, because we could run it in this end of the battery, or we could just short run it into here. Honestly, for him, it's going to depend where he puts his mids and highs amps. If he's going to have them on both doors, I would probably run these right in the middle. That way he could still have amp hookups here, amp hookups there. We know he's got to run amp from here to there, so I'm thinking probably somewhere in that area.
Down there, we're going to have to have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 of those for ground.
Right, so,
Double T.
but I got this done, so I'm probably gonna figure out where to put these four, and I'll get these stripped back, ferrule on it, heat shrink, and get these grounds bolted in here. But I just wanted to give you all an update of what I got going on. It turned out really nice over there, so. And he has a ton of scrap wire laying around, so what I've been doing, I've been finding pieces of wire around the shop that are long enough that already have a lug on one end. That way all I got to do is bolt it there, find the length, and then, you know, strip it, put a ferrule on it, get it bolted in. We're working smarter, not harder, guys, and we're saving wire doing it, so. But we are using DS18 wire. This is a complete DS18 build, guys, no bullshit, so. I think the only thing is not going to be DS18 in here, which he's got a huge screen in here now for an N-dash. That's never going to work. The base is going to destroy this thing. He knows it. I know it. So it's going to have a Kenwood head unit in it. Probably the KMMX 705. I have the 704. They don't make the 704 anymore at all. So the new model is the 705. We'll have a Kenwood head unit in it. Right now, he's making a fuse box that's going to bolt back in here. Steel plate come out. And, of course, it's got a ABS plastic bottom fuse holder. So he'll be able to have the fuses there to run these wires directly into them fuses. And then to come out the other side straight into the alternator. So, yeah. Then we got to put diodes in. But anyway, I told y'all I was going to help homeboy this weekend, so it's kind of nice getting out here helping him because he does a lot of stuff for me. I'm talking a ton, so it's nice just to give him some time back. And this is going to be a badass build, and it's going to be awesome to say I helped a little bit on it. But anyway, guys, let me get back to work, man. I'll give you an update when I get these grounds in there. This woman does love her animals. They belong to Dustin's dad. That's Dustin's dad. And I'll show you what all I have done. God, I ain't gonna lie, it's taken me a while to do this. I try to make sure everything's right. And getting these back ones on this back amp, you gotta do that. It's a quarter turn at a time, but I got everything in and pretty snug. I did tell Dustin that I'd prefer he go back and just snug everything to his own likeness. But right now I got all the grounds done for the amps. You know, at some point, I don't know, I think he's gonna get the little zip ties that had the loop on them to screw down and just get everything kind of screwed and secured. But on that, I tried to turn a white stripe out. I couldn't on each amp, but I tried. I don't know if I want to do the power wires to the amp shit, because I don't know if we want them hot right now. We do need to get the car running and enough diodes in that we're hitting that 16 volt code. So that's going to be our next venture, but I just wanted to jump in and do something. And this took me a while, so that's just saving him time down the road of getting everything done. But let's sneak up here and see what he's got going. Oh shit, he already done under here. Yeah, he's getting everything good. That's how we like it. Yep, one to go in
there and then tie the two.
He's got so many of these scrap pieces of wire laying around his shop from different builds that it's saving a lot of time, effort, and everything else. Yep. Oh hell. We got the plug, but it's got two wires the same damn color on it.
I seen that through the boat.
But we'll be able to figure that out.
Side.
Yeah, once we get power to the vehicle, we can figure out which is the sense. That way we'll know here which is the sense. We'll tie them together and then have the diodes. We can tie this one right into that one. But yeah, we're getting everything taken care of up here. But all right, guys, we'll be back when we make a little more progress. Hey, amigos, we got it done. This used to be my buddy Billy's battery. That's all Proto 120. So I got the grounds from front to back hooked up. The power runs. We're going through the fuse holder. We got to put fuse in there still. I got all the ground wires ran to the amplifiers. I need some zip ties, but the grounds, the hots, and everything are in. So he's still got room here and here for mids and highs amps or whatever. And then the positives here, so it all worked out. It took me a few hours to do this, but I was like, laying the ferrule up there and measuring out how far down the letter to cut to get the right length for the ferrule, and then, heat shrink and everything. So we good. Right now, Dustin's up here. He was doing some chassis grounds under the hood. Oh yeah, he busy as hell over here, but we got all that is done, ready for fuses. Like everything over here is good. He's getting the chassis grounds done, and then we got to do the alternator wiring. And like I said, I want to get it around 16 volt code. Okay, he wants to be around that 15.8 mark, so yeah, guys, I still can't believe how nice he got all that looking. He's gonna put a PVC tube in here to run his all of his wiring for like the doors to the mids and highs amps and everything. But he's got that looking really. He's doing a lot more attention to detail than what I do, definitely. But yeah. I think it's looking great, guys. I really do. I'm taking some pictures of it. I'll probably make that my thumbnail. But anyway, guys, I'll be back. We got it charging, but not high. It took us a minute to get it charging. I got like 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 diodes in here. And we're just getting up into the 15.3 range. But we notice it's got this weird thing here. What year is this? 07. So it's a 2007 Trailblazer with this weird clamp meter factory voltage regulator thing. I know somebody out there has already dealt with this issue and knows how to get around it. So guys, let us know in the comment, what do we got to do with this to make this thing charge high with these diodes? I know that most time these GM alternators, but I don't know what year range, that are made like this, I think you hook this white wire to like maybe ignition. The red one would be the sense that goes right to the stud on the back of the alternator. Can we do that on here? Like, can we run the sense wire directly to battery would that make it charge and bypass this? We're not worried about a battery light in the dash. We're just worried about charging higher. So that's where we need help at. It's got this weird thing here. I've never encountered this before. I haven't worked on anything this new GM. But from my understanding, these GM alternators were pretty much all the same. And I thought that you run the red wire to the charge stud on the back for your sense. I don't know what the white one hooks to, but we got it hooked in the stock location. But what do we need to do here to run these diodes in here and up the charging? So, yeah, help us out. What up, guys? So it's like almost 1 a.m. We were watching TV and we decided we were hungry. And we hit up the old Cookout. If you're from a state that don't have Cookout, guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's like way cheaper than McDonald's, 100 times better. Yeah, and it's open late as hell.
Down for them munchies.
Like me and Deb can both eat here for 16 bucks. That's with drink and everything. Oh, Cookout's awesome, guys. But we found out on the Trailblazer, we need a PWM controller. I already got it ordered, so we'll have that voltage fixed. But we at the window getting our food, so yeah. This place is so awesome, though. If you have Cookout, I know you love it. If you're, like I said, if you don't have Cookout, you guys are missing out, man. But anyway, yeah, we're getting our food, going home and eating. All right, Monday morning. I've been out and busy already. I had a bunch of, the honey-do things to do around the house. And we just hit Dunkin' Donuts so I could get me some of that snack bacon in the bag and my caramel latte. And a pro tip for you guys. If you like cinnamon on your coffee, which I do, I don't even know if any of you guys have tried it, but I'm a snob like that. I keep this shit in the wife's car. Why? Because I got hooked on that shit at Starbucks. You get a caramel latte at Starbucks, and they'll, ask if you want a dab of cinnamon on it, and they'll sprinkle it with cinnamon for you. Dunkin' Donuts, not so much, because that's the Wish version of Starbucks, but it's a hell of a lot more affordable. So I just started carrying cinnamon in the wife's car. Why? I don't care. I don't know. I don't even know why I'm telling you guys this shit. I share too much with you guys. I'm such a giving person. But anyway, I don't even know what I'm doing today. I really need to get back to work on the doors for the black Jeep, but it's pretty hot out already, so I don't know. I feel like I really need to. So we're gonna see how this day goes. Peace. Here is what I have. And basically, you see these little dowel rods that I hot glued in place. I mean, you can literally, that is not lined up, obviously, but I mean, that's giving you an idea of where it sits. And I have the speaker that I'm going to run in these, and I kind of set it down in here on this backing to let me know about the height that I needed. Now, at this point, I'm going to take my Sharpie and kind of go in and make lines of where I need to cut this backing out, because it will need to be trimmed out. Probably the same thing with the door panel. And I'm kind of eyeballing, I'm going to have to eyeball. I want a little gap here in the front. We definitely want this gap. We kind of want to be gapped around here in the back. And I'm going to need, just like this finger width here at the bottom. So that's going to give you an idea of what I'm doing. Like I said, this is a budget build black Jeep. that thing there. If you've been following, I have a build log on it. It's all been pretty budget build. Even down to these, like my homeboy Dustin, he ordered a bunch of these Celestions. Got them at a pretty good price. And he hooked me up with 4, and they have a tweeter in the dead center, which I left room here. If I ever want to put like a nice soft dome in there, I can. But why the hell, my original plan was 2 6.5s and 2 big ass McLaren tweeters. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm really liking this idea better because it's simpler. It don't take up near as much room. So anyway, when I get more done on this, I'll be back. What I've done is, I just kind of started this with about 4 sticks, hot glued in place to kind of get me where I needed to be, where the speaker fit in here really good. I don't really want to have to cut in the metal of the door, so that's what my measurement was kind of for. I got this cut out and everything. Now we'll have to cut the door panel, obviously, probably, at least for speaker wire to come through. But what I've done, I've went back and I'll just kind of do this. And I'll measure my dowel rod and cut it, and then keep trimming it till it fits in pretty good. And I glue the bottom, sit it in place, glue it, and then I'll flip it over and glue the underside. And you let this hot glue cool down enough, you should be able to just grab this, pick the whole thing up, because it does need to be stable enough for you to wrestle it around when you're doing your fleece on it, which is the part I hate, because you kind of have to fleece, super glue it to this damn fiberglass backing. But if you want it to fit the door good, that's what you got to do. And we got some boo-boos on here. I don't know. I have to sand that off before I fleece it and everything. But I do, as always, I don't want to do a ton of body work and make these things smooth as shit. I'm going to fleece it. I'm going to fiberglass it. I'm going to rough sand it. And I'm going to hit it with some kind of texture. And I'm going to paint these bitches flat black. Because, the theme of that Jeep out there is 187, murder Jeep, whatever. Murdered out is the look I'm definitely going for.
Julian.
Yeah, my daughter named it Julian. If you're not familiar with Julian, it's Trailer Park Boys.
And if you haven't watched it, go do so.
Yeah, if you ain't watched Trailer Park Boys, watch it. It's definitely funny. If you have a good sense of humor. Yeah, but other than that, like I said, this is kind of what we're doing. I really need to take this out here after this glue sets up really good. And I need to test fit this on the driver's side to make sure my seat's going to clear here. Because if it don't, then I got to pull this off and start all over. But I need to make sure that I got good seat clearance back here. Because I believe when I measured this out, I can't remember how far I measured with my marker line. I almost thought that it was here that I stayed on marker line, that it would clear to the seat. But I definitely want to go check. So anyway, guys, that's all I got for now. I'm just kind of showing you how to start this. Because I know a lot of people want nice doors with a lot of speakers. The problem is there's some, but not a lot, of people out there willing to show you how to do this shit. And this YouTube channel is all about DIY and how I do things. My way, guys, I'm telling you, my way ain't the best way. My way is what I envision in my head on how to do this. I want to show y'all how to start this shit. The fundamentals, just the basics is what I try to teach you guys. Is there better ways to do this? Obviously, because I don't make the best looking doors out there. But I'm also not out here charging people $1,000 per door to build these. I just build these for myself, And my ride, my wife's ride, our daily rides, whatever. But, there's good channels out there. I've learned a lot from watching Sprayway Customs. Really good channel on how to do this shit here. And I believe it's Magic Sound, the guy in Russia. Really good stuff for doing fiberglass work. They both have different ways of doing things. They both have really good end results. So, watch them 2 YouTube channels. And then mine. I do it different than they do. But if you want to start building your own doors, this is what this is about. And we'll they'll hang loose. For those of you wondering, this is how it's going to sit. And, guys, I have about 2 inches between the back of this and the seat. So, all I got to do is really just get it good and lined up. I think that's about it. But it's got really good clearance. So I'm kind of happy. One of the cool things is see this kick out here on the door panel. See that dip there? And I know that it kind of fits on that, like about right here. I know this. I just need to definitely take my grinder and kind of hit that. But everything else looks good. I just need to come from this notch up a little bit because my fleece is gonna add some extra thickness there. So other than that, we're golden. So I don't know. I'm hoping that y'all learn a little bit from this. I'm no professional. Shit, look, look. You don't see a damn shop here. And I know a lot of you guys are like, Jerry, we know this bullshit because we watch your YouTube channel. If you're new here though, they ain't a fucking shop here. Hell, I got a burn barrel. That's where I had to burn my trash this morning. Well, my cardboard boxes. Yeah, I know, I don't recycle a whole lot. But I build this shit in my backyard. And right now, I'm working on my back porch. I don't even have a garage to put my air compressor in, guys. And I have a really big air compressor, but it's in my buddy Billy's shop because I don't have a garage here. And I'm working on my back porch mostly to get out of the sun. So anyway, that's all I got for now. I'm gonna go ahead and clearance this out a little bit. I'm gonna take this one to the passenger door, check it, and then we're gonna start this same shit on that side. Muchachos, you can see that's the one that we did the driver's side. I did go in with a Sharpie and I marked the line. Ooh, don't touch. Where I needed to grind that one. I used a flapper. This is kind of the tool that I use for this. I use these to cut my dowel rod. What sucks is it kind of cuts it to a point, but you could use anything to cut it. I'm using just 1/4 inch dowel. I mean, I cut wide because I had it. If I run out, my wife got me a box of pencils, so I'll probably wind up using that if I need a couple extra pieces. I also have a chopstick laying over here, but at this point, I've only got 5 in, as you can kind of see there. That one ain't touching. So what I'll do is when I flip this over, I will actually put more glue to make it touch. And I started this out with the same length on these 4 as I did that one, so I know it's going to be the same. And as I said, from this point, I go in, I measure, I cut, I glue it in. And, you know, you just kind of want to fill in a lot of the gaps to add stability. And from this point, we stretch fleece over it, super glue around the edge and to the back. Try to get it stretched tight without wrinkles in it. And, yeah, you mix up some resin and you resin it. And then after your first layer of resin, you're going to flip this thing over. You're going to brush resin on the inside of the fleece through this back hole here. And you're going to throw chop mat in there to kind of stiffen it up. And as I said earlier, I wasn't going for super fancy on these. You know, they're going to look a little boxy. I don't care. They clear. And I'm going to have 2 6.5s in each door. That's my only goal with this, is just a small door build. Kind of to show you guys how you can keep your stock panels and add a couple 6.5s or a couple 8s, whatever clear. You know, and as I said before, when you get to this stage, it's really important to get in your vehicle, shut the door, hold this on the door where it's going to go, and make sure that you're clearing your seat and everything. Because it would truly suck to get all of this done in fiberglass, ready to put on, and then you put, you know, bolt it to the door panel, put it on, and the sumbitch don't clear. I will be going through the back of the door panel into this fiberglass with just self-tappers. Gonna be the easiest way to do it. I'll probably do like 6 or 8 per pod. But yeah, let's go ahead and get some more support pieces cut and hot glued in. And ignore my trash. I'm going to show you. I've already tested it in this hole. It's fine. Kind of get you. You can see I got a hair, a coochie hair, a clearance under this bad boy. And as I said, I already tested that one over there on the door. I had like that much clearance between it and the seat. So I know that ultra thin layer of fleece that I wind up putting on here ain't going to affect anything. I've got all my sticks glued in really well. I can actually pick these up by the top now. So, guys, this is it. I mean, I don't know if I feel like doing the fleece and super glue right now. Probably not. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to get more work on how I build these things. And, you know, it's what sucks is I have actually never got to do a build log on these or doors or anything from start to finish, and we're not doing it today. You know, every time I do these, it takes a while. And that's kind of why I was telling y'all there's other good channels out there that have a lot of info on it, because I jump around so much. Like, I made these back plates, God, like a month ago, maybe more. And then I worked on the front of that. I put a fuel pump in that, you know, and now I'm back to these. And yesterday, you know, I made the fronts. Today I kind of glued them together, but I've never really had a chance to do any kind of door build all in one series, and I don't have room on my iPhone to just make a video, save it, and then put it all together into one. Usually I'll make a video of what I've done, upload it, delete the damn video from my phone. So anyway, you can kind of see it here. The hot glue, after it just cools down, it does hold really well, guys. So, and all you're using this for is to support this while you put the fleece on and get it in resin. And after it's in resin, you could actually pull these sticks out if you wanted to. I don't, I just leave them in, but you could. So I think I'm going to call it a day. It's humid out, and honestly, it keeps looking like it could rain. It hasn't yet, but it looks like it could. And I've done quite a bit already today. Like I said, I had to do a little honey-do list of shit that you got to do. Yeah, burn boxes, and we get so much shit in the mail. And I had all the boxes from when I did the front end work on here. So I had a ton of boxes to get rid of. And having walled vehicles, I don't have time to take that shit to the recycling center, honestly. So the wife has been driving the Blazer, and it's doing great. So we did find a dog sitter. So we already booked our hotel room for sundown show. Where was that at, babe? You remember? Quality Suites, or yeah, the wife's gonna look, guy. I'm telling y'all, if you're going to the sundown show and you ain't booked a hotel room yet, this hotel, it's not right under $100 a night. But there's a Mexican restaurant directly across the street from it, man. It's one of the best I've ever had. And I can tell you now that I'm going to be going there eating after the sundown show that night. So, but it's a pretty good location for the hotel. It's not far from the track where they have the sundown show.
Comfort Inn,
Comfort
1607 Fairgrove Church Road,
Hold on.
Conover,
Comfort
North
Inn.
Carolina.
Comfort Inn, 1607 what?
Fairgrove Church Road.
Fairgrove Church Road.
Conover, North Carolina.
Conover, North Carolina. Okay, so Comfort Inn. Yeah, there's a Mexican restaurant like across the street from this place. Man, it's phenomenal. And last year, there was a lot of base heads actually stayed at this hotel. So, but like I said, we found our dog sitter, and we got some things going there. I actually had to take some of the front end back apart. If you remember correctly, that steering brace I put from side to side, when I put this steering box in 2 weeks ago or whatever, the damn thing was turned all the way to the right. And the steering box, out of the box, it said it was centered up. It wasn't. It was turned all the way to the right. So I'm in there, had to pull everything back apart, take the pitman arm off, and I tried to center up the steering. Right now, the steering's too far to the right. Like, I have all the steering in the world going to the right, but left, I can drive it, but pulling into parking spots, I got to do like a 3-point turn to get into a parking spot. So I need to pull all that back apart, pull the pitman arm off, and move it over 1 notch, because there's like notches at 12, 3, 6, and 9 on this steering box. So the pitman arm can go on 4 different ways. So I really need to pull it off and turn it over 1 notch to give me more steering, if that makes sense. But yeah, anyway. That's about all I got, guys. I'm about ready to end this video and then edit it and upload it, because I know I try to do a video for y'all on Monday nights. I mean, this one was a lot more audio related than what I've been doing here recently. And my buddy Dustin that owns that Trailblazer, he is supposed to get his own YouTube channel. And I will kind of promote him because he's been doing a lot of work. God, I can't remember the guy's name. And Dave, I know you're going to be mad at me for not being able to remember your name. David Mullen or something like that. Anyway, on that voltage issue, you know, a guy named Dave reached out to me. We talked on the phone. He clarified and told me how to hook up that PWM module. And we've already got it ordered to fix the voltage issue, get the alternators to charge higher. And it's funny because my buddy Dustin is, he does a lot of installs for customers as well as window tinting. And he orders a lot of stuff from David's company. So it was really cool that Dave reached out to me, and in a turn of events, Dustin orders all his shit from that guy. He uses the guy that works for him, Steve, to order everything, but essentially it's through Dave. So I think that's really cool. But anyway, I have merch on here on the shopping tab. Like my damn video if you've watched it. If you've learned anything or you thought how to start this shit was kind of interesting, give me a like, because likes keep me in the recommended, guys, and it don't cost you shit to give a like. But anyway, that's all I got for today. Hang loose. I'm out. Bass on.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the